All right, guys, don't make fun of me too hard for the choice of fence I used to try to keep the cave bears contained. It is all about the aesthetic. And yeah, if you have not jumped into Prehistoric Kingdom in a while, and this first little rocky fence is not the actual fence, this is just to keep the guests back from, sticking their arms and cell phones in the actual fence like you see in these crazy videos of like lions and bear enclosures and panda enclosures. But yeah, if you have not jumped into Prehistoric Kingdom in the last few updates, I honestly think okay, they're on update 13. I swear I think the last update I had jumped into this game was probably 8, maybe? Update 9, possibly? And man, the amount of scenery and just the quality of life updates they've did on this game since the last time I've played it is staggering, guys. If this is in your library and you've not touched it in a while, I highly, highly suggest to jump back in and give it a try. Everything from the like the different plants that they've added to all of the different type of fencing that they've put in. I don't even know how many dinosaurs they've added since the last time I've played. I know that when I saw this, I was looking on the store page and I saw this cave bear. I was like, okay, we need to jump back into this. And even if you don't have it in your library, I think the game is priced really, really well at $29.99. I think that's a good price point to let you know that yes, this game means business, but they're not trying to pretend like it's this, $59 AAA type of, zoo management game. I think it is, I think $29.99 is perfect. Like they have got this set up exactly how it should be for what the game offers, kind of in this, in the early access state that it's in. And I honestly think like this is Critivo's best backed project. And you don't really hear a lot about it anymore, like as far as from a Critivo standpoint. Of course, they're pretty hot and heavy with farm folks right now. It's kind of like their new big farm simulator that they're trying to, I believe, get out into early access in 2025. So it's understandable, but as far as Prehistoric Kingdom goes, we've had a long history. Back in the day, I used to obsess over this game's rock work and all of that, and then they had to change the rock work for some tech reasons and texture reasons to kind of open up the game more for the direction that they wanted to go with the game. And I actually just dropped the game once they got I honestly think that Prehistoric Kingdom of 2021, I think they had the most beautiful rock in all of creative management simulation. It beat out Planet Coaster, it beat out Planet Zoo. The rocks were they were just absolutely gorgeous. I've still got some pictures, you can probably find on my social media from back then of the different designs and stuff we would do, but they had to change it up because they wanted this style of rock that you see now, which has come to grow on me. I didn't like it at first, but now I have a little bit better understanding of why they did it. And, it basically came down to texture meshes, and they wanted to give us more options as far as the moss goes, and that's usually the rock that you're seeing here that I use the most. But it just come down to a design decision that they had to do, and I definitely didn't agree with it at first. It quite literally stopped me from playing the game at all because it was pretty jarring. Like I called it. Then they've done a lot of work since then, but the first new rocks that they introduced, I said they looked like they come from a PlayStation 2. It was pretty rough, but now that I'm kind of back in here and I'm looking at it from update 13 standpoint and just all of the, like I mentioned earlier, the little quality of life updates, this is looking absolutely incredible. And I am just here to tell anybody that's not jumped into it in a while, jump back in and let me know what you think. Like, jump back in here and just give it a few minutes. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Like I was genuinely, like I was shook last night sitting here building this, just jumping in and looking at the new pieces. Just totally just down here by myself. I was like, are you absolutely kidding me? Like they have quietly, very, very quietly have came a long way with this game. And it is very, very refreshing to see that they're still working on it and adding things to it. And, for anybody out there, I know a lot of you guys enjoy Jurassic World Evolution. We know that Jurassic World Evolution 3 is coming. We'll most likely hear something about that either by, probably spring or summer. But if you were ever the type of little dork out there that wished you had a dinosaur game in the vein of Planet Zoo, you must go get this. Like, you have to go give this a try. If you've ever been playing Jurassic World Evolution 2, Jurassic World Evolution, and you thought, man, I wish I could build for these dinosaurs, but in a modular piece-by-piece setting, this game is waiting for you. And like I said, I could really kind of kick myself for not keeping up with this more, but maybe in the end, this is more fun. Like I didn't know what I was missing out on. And I literally gave the game a good year and a half, 2 years off. I mean, I may have jumped in and done some foliage work, maybe 8 or 9 months ago, but for the most part, I've given this game a break for the better part of 2 years, better part of a year and a half. And last night I was just kind of trolling around, looking at my library, and I noticed that Prehistoric Kingdom got a new large update. You know how the Steam page will say major update or whatever. And I'm like, let's just check this out. And the first thing I noticed was the giant deer. I'm not even sure what the proper name is. And the cave bear on there. And that was enough to get me to jump back in and try it. And it really made me think how much I had passed this game over and kind of missed it. And it even got me thinking, like, with all these new pieces, and particularly that big bear statue, that wooden piece is just absolute daddy. I was like, what if we were to do a little offshoot Wilderness Springs, Wilderness Springs Company, and what if they had a dinosaur resort? Like, I seriously want to go in and make like a drive, but like I want to go in and make a facade and just get your guys' opinions on it. I may post it on the community tab sometime today because okay, so it's like a little bit after 9 in the morning. I did this last night at like 10 o'clock at night. I really think once I get done recording this, I'm going to jump back in and just see kind of what I come up with this morning. Like, I want to give myself until like lunchtime and just kind of see what happens, see what I can make happen as far as a like a hotel entrance resort goes, and how insane would that be? Like, we've got the original Wilderness Springs. We've got our beach property, our Hawaiian property that we're working on, but then we also could have a dinosaur resort that we could be working on with a hotel and rooms and, a big type of resort facade and parking lot and do all of that, but try to do it in the Prehistoric Kingdom universe. I think that could be insanely, insanely fun. And right here, of course, I had to get in and get my waterfalls going for the bears. We've got like a little waterfall area that flows down into a creek that kind of splits their habitat in half, where they would, I assume they would do foraging and just playing in the water. And I think it's just like a cool little kind of like an enrichment area inside the enclosure. I think the back of the enclosure, I almost like intended it to be private. So where you see the path end, that is like the guest viewing section of the enclosure. And who knows, we could maybe turn this into like a blueprint or something and save it and let this be a part of, like maybe let this be the resort's first little exhibit. But, you know, we could go all like Kilimanjaro safari type vibe with this, where could you imagine like if you're staying in the resort and you look out your window or balcony and there is a brontosaurus walking by, like, you know, doing its morning rounds or coming out for feeding, or there is a, you know, you're going to bed with a tyrannosaurus, you know, getting ready for bed with you, or getting ready to go on a night hunt or something like that. Eating breakfast beside a cave bear. I think that could be a very, very fun concept for us to kind of expand the Wilderness Springs universe, almost make it like, you know, like a functioning Jurassic World, like make it a Jurassic World where nothing goes wrong. It's just, and I've said for years, I think that would be a fun documentary style movie. You know, basically a Jurassic Park where everything goes normal. Like, you know, you follow along the keepers and the scientists and stuff, and it's just like, you know, they found a way to clone dinosaurs. They found a way to extract their DNA and bring them back. And this is just like a working zoo slash resort, and people go to it, and that's just it. There are no breakouts and you know, mass murder events. It's just, you know, working zoo dinosaur park. And so maybe we can kind of look into that. You guys will have to let me know if that is something you would be interested in. You know, basically the gist of it is bring Wilderness Springs company into Prehistoric Kingdom and try to create a resort lodge in this game as well. I know I said that we, you know, don't want to get off on a bunch of different projects where, you know, we wouldn't finish, but you know, as far as Planet Coaster 2 goes, I'm starting to get to that point where I'm really wanting something new, like not as far as the beach resort goes, but I mean like pieces to design with. And I'm kind of sitting here in the evenings like, I'm kind of not wanting, I don't feel like going in and designing right now. It's just, you know, I'm kind of getting to that point where the game's been out for what, 2 months now, 2.5 months. And 2 months, and I'm just kind of ready for some new stuff. That's just kind of how it goes with Planet Coaster. And I'm really kind of waiting for the radio silence to kind of finish up now. Everybody get back, you know, the holidays are over. I'm hoping this week they'll kind of start cranking back up again with information and kind of what they're planning. But, you know, I think this could be a good little creative outlet when we're not feeling Planet Coaster at the moment. We've got this gorgeous game out here that is just waiting to be developed in. So you'll have to let me know what you think about that. We'll go ahead and jump out of here and jump into the real time, and where I have the bears introduced, and we'll just let's go over and look at their little enclosure and what I kind of finished up on. And you guys can let me know what you think, and let me know if you've played this in a while. So hold on one sec. We'll flip over and I'll show you the cave bear enclosure. All right, guys, here is our little bear habitat. I thought this would be cool to like have their actual cave go behind the waterfall over here, and they enter it via this big fallen log, that big fallen tree trunk. There she goes. See, she's over here checking everything out. See, look at that. I mean, the foliage in this game alone. Look what they've been able to make happen. The little flowers and just a little overgrowth. Oh, it's Nigel.
Asus, alongside extant brown, black, and polar bears. This same genus lends its name to Ursa Major, a constellation in the northern hemisphere. If you're ever stargazing and want to find Ursa Major, start by looking for the Big Dipper.
That's cool. You get when Nigel talks, you got to stop and listen. Actually, I actually have 2 of them in here. Let's see. Where's the other little guy? Was kind of messing around in here somewhere. Oh, he's back here. He's just sitting. Taking a little rest. But yeah, this is, like I said, I forgot how freaking fun this was. Just get, you know, and in real time, I didn't even speed it up that much. Like the time-lapse version was 13 minutes. The actual build time on this was like 30 minutes. And look at the progress we made just in 30 minutes. So it's not like this is something, you know, where we sat down here for 2 hours and tried to put all this together. That's a cool shot. She's kind of over here exploring. But yeah, what I was saying with these wooden pieces, let me show you some of these real quick while I have you here. They've added in these giant, awesome looking wooden statues that I think we could like use in a resort. Look at some of these, like, what's that? The little micro raptor. Look at that. Like, that is killer. Look at, like, it's like the Spinosaurus, like, holding a big fish. Like, are you kidding me right now? These are just gorgeous. I mean, like, as far as, this is what got my brain working on, you know, a resort type setting, a lodge. Just these wood carvings. And that's a cool one. Look at, like, the raptor attacking this little guy. What is that, a little Styracosaurus? I used to love when Best in Slot used to say Styracosaurus. I don't know if that was a Styracosaurus. Don't quote me on that. Let's go in and look at the animals real quick. And we'll see if I was correct. Randomly off the top of my head. Okay, where's the Styracosaurus? It was that little guy that the... No, I think he's got a Protoceratops. I think that's what he was attacking. What? Oh, okay. So I wasn't too terribly far off. I was, you know, I was in that genre. Okay, there is your Styracosaurus. Very, very cool. You know, we need to do us an updated video on all of the animals in Prehistoric Kingdom now. Better go ahead and put him away.
The purpose of these gorgeous frills has long vexed paleontologists. Were they primarily for display, temperature regulation, or
Yes.
neck protection?
Look at all this.
We have one in the flesh. Hopefully, we can solve this mystery once and for all.
Look at all of these guys. Yeah, we've got to go in and we need to do us an updated video. Because they've added a ton. Whoa, look how big this guy is compared to a human. We gotta get a couple of these out just so you guys can see them. Whoa. That is awesome. And see the size variation? See how she's a little bit bigger than this one?
My word, what a majestic creature. Megalosaurus always takes my breath away.
That is awesome.
Antlers are almost as long as I'm tall. Just imagine having to balance two Nigels on your head.
That is insanely fun. Oh, look at her little spots on the back. That is so cool. Okay, you guys would kill me. Oh man, like what I was just thinking of, like what if we had a herd of these at the resort? You guys will kill me if I don't show off a Tyrannosaurus before we leave. Let's see. I like the feathery one. I like these guys right here. This is awesome. Let's do a bunch of them and just see which one comes out. See which one comes out the biggest. That's the one we'll choose. Okay, oh, we got an albino one right at the beginning. That's awesome. Okay, let's just see. What I usually do is I'll line them up like this in front of me and then see they pop right beside each other. So the albino's the biggest right now. A little bit smaller. Oh, a little bit bigger. Oh, I think this guy's, I want to say that guy's got him by a little bit. That's a little guy. Oh, another big one. Even bigger. Okay, that really, she may be either as big as them or right there with them. I don't know. I think it's between those three. This guy here on the end's pretty big.
The one and only king of the timing wizards. Tyrannosaurus is as big as the movies, and yet somehow even scarier. Take a good look at those arms. Each arm is 1 meter long, can hold almost 200 kilos, and ends in razor-sharp claws. Far from the wimpy little stubs most of the public makes them out to be.
That is freaking awesome. Let me turn the volume up on that a little bit so you can kind of hear them. And the eyeballs. Eyeballs just look incredible in this game. Uh-oh. Kind of looking like I might be getting a little freaky deaky over here. I don't think mating's in the game yet. At least I don't think. It has been a few updates. But anyways, guys, yeah, that is what I wanted to jump in and just let you see a quick minute and just get your thoughts on this. If you, like I said, if you have it in your library, I highly suggest jumping in and updating it. And if you don't, and you got a spare 30 bucks, I would seriously consider giving this a try if you're any way, shape, or form into zoo simulation games, Planet Zoo, anything like that. And I would highly suggest the state of the game that it's in right now, jump in and give it a try. I mean, look at all the different little, the fencing options. You can curve them. You don't have to. You can make them straight. I mean, just look at all of the different like options you have. You've got glass and stone options here. Larger, of course, larger enclosures. This would probably be good for like a herd type of animal. Comes the T-Rexes. Oh, and two, I know I keep saying one last thing. Don't forget that they have implemented a foliage brush in this game for any of you guys that don't like in Planet Coaster or Planet Zoo, you don't like placing pieces piece by piece necessarily. Check this out. Prehistoric Kingdom, they have a terrain brush, and so I mean you can see how powerful it is if you don't feel like, you know, piece by piecing your entire enclosure. I mean, they've got it, and they've got all kinds of different styles too. Like if you're building in the like a desert setting, and you can just see, like, look at all of these underbrush settings for your different parks. Every once in a while a tree will pop up on that one. It's like a savanna type build. I love the coastal redwood kind of like biome little metric here. Got the little under vegetation. But I mean, look at that. Look how quick we did that. A little less dense on the redwoods, kind of like a little less mature ones. What else do they have? This is, oh yeah, temperate birch. Very, very cool. And if you're building in the fall, they've got a fall version. Just beautiful, beautiful design on that. Textures. And also too, if you're like me and you like a little more control, I mean, look, they've got the foliage tab, and not only that, just like in Planet Coaster 2 right now, they've got a scaling option. So you can scale your trees, you can literally place them however you want. Remember those little bushes we just saw? You've got an auto rotate option. You don't have to worry about rotating and clicking. So yeah, this is just my little PSA. I'll show you that stump. This is my little PSA. If you've not given Prehistoric Kingdom a try in a while, you have to. You've got to go in and let yourself play around with it for just a few minutes. I mean, you really owe it to yourself if you like these type of games. But anyways, I'm S. Dan Wolf, just bringing this by to you real quick. Who knows what it'll turn into? And I'll catch you in the next video. See ya!